So, hi everyone! Welcome to the pilot episode of Kamustahan Tayo. So, I am Abby. I'm one of the international program advisors for allied health profession. So, I will be your host for today. And I have also here with me my colleague, Eugene, who will be joining us today. So, Eugene, ano ba yung Kamustahan Tayo?
So basically, Miss Abby, Kamustahan Tayo is an initiative of Health Carousel to reach out and connect to our deployed and working medtechs in the United States. This will be a series of interviews where we will hear about their motivational stories, helpful tips, and advices.
Ayan. So, thank you, Eugene. So, kamusta na ba yung mga deployed medtechs natin? So, for our episode today, we have here Olivian Marliari. So, he was deployed sa New York last July 2022, right? So, kamusta ka na, Oli?
Ayun ma'am, thank you. And good day sa ating mga kababayang nanonood. And of course, to those who are aspiring medical technologists to work and live a new life here in the States. Hello everyone. And of course, to my Health Carousel family, without you guys, this virtual call will not be possible. Okay? So, ayan. So, okay naman, Ma'am Abby. And of course, thank you most especially sa Ma'am Abby, no? Because of your unending support and help, I was able to reach my American dream. So, tama ka, Ma'am, no? I came here last July 2022 and it's been almost a year now. Can you just imagine talagang parang kailan lang, Ma'am Abby, kinukumusta kita. Ma'am, kumusta na yung application ko? Ma'am, umandar na ba? And now, time moves so fast. Isang taon na tayo. Naikot ko na yung 4 seasons, surprisingly.
Wow! Happy anniversary na pala sa'yo, no?
Thank you, Ma'am.
Ayan. So, kamusta yung arrival mo sa US? Or your first arrival sa US?
Well, yung aking arrival here, well, I first landed, well, actually, first time kong makarating dito sa United States of America. So, I'm really surprised and shocked with, of course, unang-una sa lahat, pag-landing pa lang, with how the environment is. Okay, I landed, by the way, in Washington, and yung kanilang immigration office, doon ako dumaan. Okay, and doon ako na anong tawag dito, parang how do you call this one, parang na-interview for additional questions like purpose, employer, and things like that before I came here sa New York. Just as promised by Health Carousel, the Health Carousel office dito sa States was very supportive and was very welcoming. As soon na nagland yung airplane ko, there was already the international ambassador who welcomed me from Health Carousel. He processed everything from my social security. Talagang smooth ang process kasi especially me, wala akong ka-idea. Aside from, of course, yung mga nababasa ko online, but I really don't have that personal knowledge when it comes to the basics of living here in the United States. And I was very fortunate enough that the person assigned to me was very nice. He was very accommodating. He was able to introduce me to how was it living here in the United States. And siya din yung tumulong sa akin side by side. Literal na ang ginawa ko lang ay pumirma na lamang ng documents kasi in-explain niya, so it was really very smooth mula sa Social Security Office, pag-open ng bank, pag-open ng communication telephone line, Health Carousel na lahat ang nag-asikaso. So literally, I just signed yung documents na kanilang ipinakita. So it was very nice, and because of that, napakalaking tulong talaga nun sa akin, especially sa mga I know hindi lamang ako yung nag-iisa. I know may mga takot din yung mga ibang kababayan natin na especially mga kagaya kong unang dating pa lamang dito sa sa States. But don't worry, you're in good hands, okay? Just trust the process, okay? Kagaya nga ng laging sinasabi sa akin ni Ma'am Abigail, always trust the process. So, yun lang lagi ang nasa isip ko. Everything na may sinasabi si Health Carousel, I just trust them. I just trust the entire process.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that. So, how was it naman looking for an apartment or housing for the first time?
At first, mahirap kasi dito sa New York. Unlike sa Philippines, i-compare natin para mas maintindihan ng ating mga kababayan. Unlike sa Philippines, madali lang maghanap, no? Just pwede mong itanong lang sa kaibigan mo, may apartment siya, then yun lang, mag 1 month deposit, 1 month advance ka lang. But here sa States, una mong titignan, of course, you have to look sa mga websites na may posting ng apartment. And you cannot simply apply sa apartment na gusto mo. Diba, ito cute tong apartment na to. Dito nga ako mag-apply. Hindi ganun yun. You have to submit a documentation. Usually may application form, especially dito sa New York. I'm not sure sa buong sa other states because policies vary from state to state. But what I can only say is dito sa New York, meron silang pinapa-fill up na parang application form, and literal na para kang nag-a-apply ng work. Okay? So, ilagay mo doon yung biodata mo, contact details, employer, magkano yung estimated income mo, ganyan. And then after that, you have to submit that. The mere application alone costs $20 na agad. Okay? And so yun, application pa lang yun. Whether makuha ka or hindi, automatic mag-shell out ka ng $20. And then after that, de-deposit ka at saka advance, then meron pang agent's fee. So, yun, yung mga yun. Talagang mabigat yung bayarin. Siguro initially sa housing alone, I had to spend around $2,500 sa unang dating ko dito. Of course, kagaya ko, yung pocket money ko lang nadala noon was $2,000. But fortunately, Health Carousel helped me sa paghahanap sa pagpe-pay ng aking rent because they provided the housing allowance. So, yung housing allowance, binigay yun, I think, as soon as nag-open ako ng bank. So, I opened the bank the following day. Then, I think 2 days after that, binigay na ni Health Carousel yung aking housing allowance, and immediately yun yung pinagbayad ko doon sa aking rent. So thank you Health Carousel kasi malaking ano yun, 2,500. Siguro kung especially kagaya ko, 2,000 lang dala kong pocket money. So talaga ma'am yung answer yung bigay ng Health Carousel na pag-umpisa sa housing.
Holly, naalala ko din pala, question ko lang, when you arrived in the US, di ba, kumuha ng apartment, yung nakuha mo bang apartment fully furnished ba siya, or paano yung mga gamit? At paano mo siya ginawa? Paano mo siya binili? Saan mo siya binili? Ganyan.
Yeah, thank you sir. Butit na natanong mo yan, no? Nung nasa Pilipinas pa lamang ako, in-explain ko na yung case ko doon sa landlord sir and ma'am, no? So sanabi ko na, it's my first time to be in the States. Wala akong kilala, wala akong family, and it's really expensive and not practical for me to buy kahit sofa lang. How much is a sofa here? Sabi mo, mga $200. 200 is still $200, especially when ka. Bawat dolyar dito, mahalaga, sir, ma'am, no? So sinabi ko, ano tawag dito? Pwede bang fully furnished yung ibibigay ninyong apartment sa akin? And fortunately enough, lahat ng gamit ng apartment ko ay brand new na binigay sa akin ng landlord. Yan. So of course, as a way of repaying them, iniingatan ko na lang yung mga gamit na pinabigay nila. Actually, yung landlord ko nung unang dating ko, yun, kasi lumipat na ako ng apartment ngayon. So, ngayon, yung landlord ko, sila din, yung dati kong pinagmulan. Lumipat lang ako sa ibang unit, mas maluwang. So, ganun din, fully furnished pa din nilang ibinigay sa akin kasi sabi nila, ano tawag dito, maingat naman ako sa gamit. Sabi ko actually, nung lumipat ako dito, pwede naman na yung gamit ko na lang sa old apartment ko, yun na lang dalhin dito since I'm alone din naman and bagong pa naman yung mga gamit doon. But they, sabi nila no, they insisted na ibigay lahat brand new ulit dito sa bagong apartment ko.
That's
Lahat
nice.
bago, yung utensils, pot, ultimo nga pot holder, binigay nila, tuwalya, binigay nila, soap, yung pangunang soap for a week, yan, binigay nila. Lahat, they provide as if bago-bago pa lang din ako dito sa States. But then again, gaya nga ng sinabi ko, it does not mean na nangyari sa akin, mangyayari din sa inyo. So, what I appreciate here sa States is you can vocalize whatever you have
Yeah.
in mind, okay? And they will try to negotiate naman. Kung hindi man nila kayang ibigay lahat, they will try their very best again to extend a certain help na kaya nila. Or hindi namin kayang ibigay lahat-lahat, pero ito lang yung kaya namin ibigay. So, yon. Basta you just try to vocalize whatever you have in mind. That is reasonable. Okay? That is reasonable. Hindi yung may maisip ka lang sasabihin mo. Try to be reasonable as well. Kasi yun ang gusto nila dito, yung reasonable naman yung mga requests mo.
Okay. So, basically, nung binigyan ka nila ng fully furnished na apartment. Pero, tanong ko lang din, Oli, kasi 'di ba from the Philippines ka galing. Ano yung dinala mo from the Philippines na essentials papunta ng US at saka pagdating mo, ano naman yung mga binili mo talaga? Basically, yung mga basic talaga na binili mo, yung importante na kailangan ng mga candidates. I think very helpful doon sa mga deploying candidates natin in the future.
Thank you, Sir Doc. So actually, ang unang-una yung gagawin pag lilipat kayo dito sa States is to search kung ano ba ang weather na aabutan ninyo dito. Kasi mahalaga yun.
Yeah.
Summer ba kayo
Tama.
darating? Winter? Kasi kung darating kayo ng summer, obviously, there's no need na magdala kayo ng coats, ng boots. No? Kasi by the time na winter na, for sure may pera na kayo at that time to buy, no? Pero unlike ako, dumating ako dito, fall. I think fall or, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, magfo-fall na between summer and fall. So medyo malamig-lamig ng konti. So ang nagdala lang ako siguro ng konting makakapal lang na jacket. And nagdala din ako ng yung casual lang din na mga damit. So I just came here with 2 luggages lamang. Hindi ako nagdala ng mga pagkain, ng mga shampoo, sabon, tabo. Hindi ako nagdala ng kasi yung mga nakikita ko sa Facebook paano ko magdala ng tabo, paano ko magdala ng sinigang mix or whatever. I think it's just a matter of personal choice kung ano ba talaga yung mga bagay na sa tingin mo ay essential. Ako kasi for me, hindi ako mahilig sa mga sinigang, sa mga soy sauce, yung mga sa ganun. Hindi ako mahilig sa mga ganung putahe, yung mga nag-aadobo, nagmiminudo, ganun. So siguro, kaya hindi ako nagdala ng mga rekado. Pero kung ikaw yung tipong mahilig magluto ng sinigang, payless, mga kanton, siguro kung yun ang gusto mong dalhin, yeah, again, it's a personal choice kung ano sa tingin mo ang essential. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng mga lugar na pupuntahan nyo ay may Asian store. And kung may Asian store man, usually incomplete or hindi talaga siya pang Filipino taste. Usually pang Asian in general, usually Chinese and Korean. Kasi yun yung mga sikat na Asian sa lugar na pupuntahan mo. So, maganda rin na, again, magbasa, mag-research kung ano ba yung lugar na pupuntahan mo. As much as possible when you research, be specific. Kasi kahit sabihin mo mapupunta ka sa New York, huwag ka lang mag-research ng New York. Malawak ang New York. From one point to another point sa New York, you can travel for about 10 hours by car. Imagine, New York lang yun. So, ganun kalawak ang New York. Point A to point B, abutin ka ng 10 hours by car. yan, so search mo kasi maraming New York. Ano bang saan lugar ka ba sa New York? California ka, saan California ka ba pupunta? Yan, mga ganyang bagay. So, personal choice lang kung ano yung mga essential. And i-google mo kung anong weather ka darating. And usually ang ire-recommend ko as much as possible, instead na pambili ninyo ng mga tabo, mga sinigang, may hugot talaga sa mga tabo at sa
Oo
sinigang.
nga eh.
Parang kasi yun lang yung pangalam kong essential na nakikita ko. Or whatever, ibaw ninyo na lang siguro as cash. Yun, cash.
Okay.
Ang essential dito sa Amerika ng bagong dating is to have as much cash as possible. Kasi hindi mo alam eh. Lalo na kung assuming darating ka dito, hindi naman agad-agad sa sahod ka eh. Hindi naman pag-apak mo, oy, sahod na ako bukas. Hindi naman ganun yun eh. Siguro pag apak mo, yung unang apak mo dito sa Amerika, siguro aabutin ng 1 hanggang 1.5 buwan bago mo matanggap yung pera mo. So, dapat mo ding i-consider yon na from unang day hanggang 1.5 months, kailangan mo ng pera doon. Kasi kahit naman hindi ka pa nag-work, syempre, kakain ka na, nagbabayad ka na ng rent, yun nga, may deposit advance na. So, tuloy-tuloy na. The moment tumapak ka sa Amerika, tuloy-tuloy na yung gastusin. Especially kung wala ka pang car, syempre magbabas ka, magbabike ka, or whatever. Malay mo, baka kailanganin mong bumili ng bike. Like for me, when I first arrived, wala pa akong car. So, what I used was scooter. Yung scooter na, yan, yung nakatayo ka. So, scooter, may bayad din yun. $2 yata per miles or whatever. Hindi ko na maalala. So, again, cash pa din. So, as much as possible, cash ang baunin yung marami. Yun ang pinaka-essential sa lahat.
Okay.
Good, okay, Oli. So, buti na-mention mo yung about sa transportation. Bali, nag-scooter ka pala going to work?
Before, sir. Siguro mga 3 months din akong nag-i-scooter noon. Kagaya ko, una naglakad din ako. I used to walk 40 minutes from my apartment to work, and that's very difficult. Kasi yung 40 minutes dito sa Amerika, compare mo sa 40 minutes sa Philippines, iba. Hindi siya yung 40 minutes na umikot-ikot ka lang sa MOA. Hindi ganun yung 40 minutes. Ang 40 minutes dito, literal na 40 minutes. Okay? So, ganun. Mabagal ang oras dito. So, talagang pagod kasi I had to carry my groceries and then my backpack pag nag-work, ganyan. And syempre, nasa contract din natin sa Health Carousel na dapat hindi ka malilate. Dahil
yes. That's right.
So,
wala Filipino time,
kasi ang pasok ko 7 o'clock ng morning. So, as early as 5 minutes, 10 minutes before 6, andun na, nasa kalsada na ako. I start walking na. Yan, walking. Makakarating ako 6:45 na. So, yun. And then, after that, na-discover ko, nagtanong-tanong kasi ako sa mga ka-work ko. Minsan, yung mga ka-work ko, ihahatid ako pa uwi or susunduin ako. But of course, syempre, nakakahiya naman na magpasundo ka araw-araw, di ba? So, unless lang pag umuulan ng malakas, yan, Ollie, do you want to have a ride? I can drop you sa ganito, ganyan. Yan. So, ang ginawa ko noon, nakita ko may mga scooters for rent. So, yun, nag-rent ako ng scooter. Yan. Medyo napadali ng konti. Pero, still hassle, especially pag winter na. So, sinikap ko talaga na before mag-winter, magkaroon ako ng sasakyan. Kasi it's not really safe for us to be walking 40 minutes during a blizzard. Paglabas mo pa lang ng door, matigas ka na. So, dapat before mag-winter, sikapin mong magkaroon ka na ng car as much as possible.
So,
kaya
yun,
before winter, nagkaroon na po ako ng sarili kong sasakyan.
So, based on your own experience, Oli, tingin mo, do you feel like it is very important to have your own vehicle in the US talaga?
Yeah, I think, sir, very important, but you have to check also your area. Kasi baka yung area mo may bus. Like for example, kagaya ko, siguro ako personally, kung mayroong bus or subway, yung yung area ko, baka hindi rin ako bibili ng sasakyan. Yan. Or kung may Uber, very accessible. Yung tipong paglabas mo ng pintuan, pwede kang mag-taxi. So, pwede mong i-consider din yon. So, it's a case-to-case basis. So,
Yeah.
ang pinakamaganda dyan to always search the area first. So, ang essential na isa-search nyo sa isang lugar, una yung weather, pangalawa naman is yung transportation. Yan ang mga essential na kailangan yung i-search. And of course, yung basic na needs ng tao, yung clothing, may bilihan ba ng damit, yung food, may bilihan ba ng pagkain nearby. Kasi it does happen na yung ibang area, you have to ride a car for 2 hours before yung nearest grocery. So, yun dapat ang clear sa mga kababayan natin na aspiring
Sari-sari store.
techs. Aspiring techs na pupunta dito sa Amerika na hindi lahat dito yung paglabas mo ng pintuan may grocery na agad.
Accessible.
In some cases talagang pag silip mo sa bintana, farmland talaga. Wala ka talagang makikita, out of nowhere talaga. Meron naman yung iba, pag dunga mo ng bintana, may grocery na agad. So, you have to really do a lot of reading sa inyong lugar. Fortunately, napunta naman ako sa lugar na it's a city here in New York. So, meron naman kaming mga sariling offices dito, sariling mga commodity stores, mga groceries, bilihan ng damit and all. So, yeah, I'm fortunate naman.
So, Oli, nabanggit mo kasi 'di ba may sarili ka ng sasakyan. So, was it difficult to get a state driver's license?
State driver's license, depende po yun, sir, sa lugar mo. Meron kasi yung iba, ipakita mo lang yung Philippine license mo, okay na yun.
Okay na siya.
I-convert na lang. Pero dito sa New York, you can drive with the use of your Philippine driver's license, but you have to get your New York license pa din after, I think, a year, kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Within a year, dapat makakuha ka na ng New York license, driving license mo. Here sa New York, you have to take a 5-hour course. Pwedeng online or pwedeng face-to-face. So, ituturo lang naman sa'yo yung mga basics mo. So, yan. Kailangan mo ng 5-hour course para maka-avail ka nung test drive exam. So, kailangan mo pumasa ng test drive exam mo para mabigyan ka ng driver's license.
Pero Oli, tingin mo din, yung mga candidates dito sa Philippines, they should know how to drive na din para pagdating nila ng US, medyo konting adjustments na lang yung gagawin nila. Hindi yung, doon ko palang mag-aaral kasi syempre, while working, sabay-sabay yan, diba? Tapos, looking for apartments and all. Tingin mo makakatulong yun na dito pa lang sa Philippines, nag-aaral na silang mag-drive?
I think, sir, yes. Kasi dito kung magdra-driving school ka, it will cost you around $500 to $600 driving school. Depende pa sa lugar na pupuntahan mo. It's really expensive. Fortunately for me, nag-drive ako. I've been driving for almost 15 years na yata ako nagdra-drive sa Philippines. So, medyo matagal na rin akong driver. More than 10 years na ako sa Philippines na nagdra-drive. Okay? But, dalawa kasi yon. Okay? Pag experienced driver ka sa Philippines, sometimes dala-dala mo yung attitude mo dito sa sabi, ayoko na mag-elaborate, but
we get that.
Pero unlike pag wala ka pang masyadong alam sa pag-drive, let's say blank talaga, you're like a sponge. So, yung mga matututunan mo ditong tama, yun ang maia-adapt mo. Yun. So, yun po. Pero maganda din na dapat, as much as possible, know the basics. Yung start ng car. Dapat alam mo kung paano ano yung tamang pag-apak mo ng pedal, ng brake. yung stop sign, yung mga basic signs like magbasa ng traffic light, siguro yung mga ganon. Yung pag may tumatawid, anong gagawin? Siguro yung mga ganon, dapat medyo may idea ka na. Hindi man expert level, but at least may idea ka na, familiar.
Okay. Well, those are good tips, no, and advice, lalo na pagka yung bagong dating ka lang sa US. And gusto ko yung sinabi mo din kanina about communication, na that's really very important. I think kasi siguro yun din yung isa sa mga magiging struggle or nagiging struggle ng mga bagong deployed sa US, because syempre hindi naman, kumbaga, hindi yun yung talagang first language natin, 'di ba? So though we really know how to speak English, pero that's something na isa sa pinaka-importante din na advice to to our deploying medtechs, to really know how to communicate yourself in English. Napag-usapan natin about your first arrival. How about naman, syempre, going to your first talaga sa facility. So how was your experience during your orientation period sa assignment mo or sa assigned facility mo?
Thank you, ma'am, no, and sir. Yung first na pag-apak ko sa laboratory, of course, nakatulong din na mayroon na akong background sa Philippines kung paano ba yung setup ng laboratory, no? By the way, na ako dito ngayon, ma'am and sir, promoted na pala ako, Ma'am Abigail. So,
oh wow,
yeah,
congratulations!
Di ba? Kalahin mo, ngayon promoted na ako. I'm now a lead in microbiology.
That's
So parang,
nice.
parang head sa Philippines, no? So ayan. So when I first arrived here, doon nakatulong naman na meron akong konting alam sa Philippines, sa hospital setup. Medyo same din naman. I would say 80% same. Yung ginagawa sa Philippines at saka ginagawa dito. So, it was not really a culture shock for me when I first arrived here sa States. I guess the 20% difference is more on the work attitude. The attitude of the people. And of course, gaya ng sinabi mo, ma'am, yung communication. So, talagang may barrier. Kaya nga meron tinatawag na someone is lost in translation na tinatawag.
Oo, okay.
Right? Di ba, sir, ma'am, no? Ako kasi hindi ako magaling talaga mag-English. To be honest, I'm not really a good English speaker kasi hindi ko unang lingwahe yun. So sometimes, meron kasi akong ka-work na matatandang Pilipino. So minsan, sinasabi ko sa kanila, tita, sabihin mo nga ganito. Sabihin mo nga ganito yung, si tita yung magtra-translate kasi hindi ko talaga. And also, pag tumatawag ako minsan sa phone, ng halimbawa may aayusin na sa machine, no, na sira. So, operator kasi ang magtuturo, ganyan. So, syempre, the operator will ask you, or the engineer will ask you, what's wrong with the machine? So, sometimes I'm really having difficulty. So, ang gagawin ko, tatawagin ko yung ka-work ko, halimbawa, can you explain that this part is from this part?
Okay.
Gusto, tas yung cover ko mag-translate kasi hindi ko talaga masabi, and I think they will understand. So, sasabihin ng cover ko, what Ollie is trying to say that a piece fallen from this is supposed to be attached to this and that. It's not really our, and I'm not ashamed kasi it's not really our first language, right? It's normal na. So, hindi ko naman sinasabing as in zero ako sa English because I used to teach in the Philippines back then, but I'm not really yung gamay na mag-English kasi nakakakaba din, and sometimes you're tired, it's difficult to process the words in your head. So I usually ask the help from my co-workers. But in general, I would say parehas lang halos. It's just that dito yung time talaga. And dito required by state law na mag-undergo ka ng break. Need mong mag-break sa work kasi nasa batas yun. Kagaya ako. Ako kasi hindi ako mahilig mag-break. Even sa Philippines, hindi ako mahilig mag-break kasi sometimes, when you're working, minsan na-enjoy mo na yung work mo na parang hindi mo na nalilipasan ka na ng gutom, di ba, ma'am? Pero here, napagsabihan ako kasi only you have to take a break. Kasi kailangan, kasi sabi ko, oh, but I'm not feeling hungry, sabi. Sabi nila, you don't have to eat, basta just take a break because the New York State takes a look at it and kailangan makita nila na nagbre-break ka kasi that is by policy.